This is second tutorial of eGranthalaya 4.0 for our users. In this tutorial we will cover master data module. As usual, first you need to log in the applications by using your login credentials provided by the NIC. You need to type your user code, your password and enter CAPTCHA and then log in the application. Once you log in the application, you will find that in the left side there are various modules available in the eGranthalaya software. The first module, that is library administrator module. This module is for librarian only and we have covered in first video tutorial available for our users. In this module we will cover what are the utilities available under master data and what you need to do to start the entry in the master data tables. Basically here master data tables means the authority file, whatever we call in library science terms, and there are various forms available under master data. First form, which is a usual form, that whoever log in the application, they can update their profile and they can put the information required, and this putting profile, updating profile is available in all the modules. Then actual first item where you need to enter the data is manage library committee. As you know that if you are going to use books acquisition module or serials module in eGranthalaya 4.0, then you need to create at least one committee record in the software. This committee is required to approve the purchasing of the documents in a library. On clicking of manage library committee, you will find this form available. Here whatever the fields available with the star, mark with the star, those fields are mandatory, other fields are optional. So first you need to give some code, some unique code of the library committee, like com number 1, for example. You are free to give any unique code. Then committee name, books approval committee, for example. In many of the libraries such committees are identified with different names, so accordingly you can put the committee name. Then chairperson, who is the chairperson, you can enter his or her name. Then members of the committee, if more than one member committee, then put semicolon and space. And if mail ID is there of any committee, you can put the mail address. It may be any kind of mail address, either Gmail or some other mails. And committee start date and end date. Start date and end date required because in many of the libraries the committee may be formed for a particular or a specific period. After putting all information, relevant data in all the fields, press save button to save the records. And you can see here the message comes, record edit successfully. Once you enter the committee details, you can further edit, or you can delete the committee. For looking all the committees already entered, you need to click this particular button. Here you can see whatever the committee already entered. You can view them, you can edit them, and even you can have print also. Whatever you want to do with your committee records, you can do. So this was about how to enter the committee. Now second one, committee member details. Whatever the committee chairman and committee members you have entered in the form that is manage library committee. Then you can enter full details of every member here. These details of every member of the committee will be displayed on OPEC page of eGranthalaya 4.0. So I am putting the name of the chairperson and his designation and his role or her role. That is a chairman, maybe member, convener or others. He is chairman and the committee. If there are more than one committee, then you can select the committee. Then if phone number is there, mobile number, email is mandatory. You can select you can type the email of the chairperson. Optionally, you can provide his qualification, responsibility, etc. etc. Even you can upload the photo of the member. Press save button to save the detail of chairperson. Similarly, you need to enter the detail of the other members. Then next form is holiday calendar. Basically, holiday calendar is required for circulation module where find system is enabled by the library. And here you need to tag all the holidays of particular year, and then you need to save those dates, and then these dates basically will be saved in the database whenever any return of the book will be there and if fine exists, and then the system will check holidays and the system will not calculate the fine on that particular day which you have saved as holidays. So here I will take example like in the month of May, I will select 21st May, I will select all Saturday, Sunday holidays according to your region or the type of government, whether in central government, state government or any other organization. Then you need to press the save button to save all these dates, and whatever the dates already you have marked as a holiday, you can view them by clicking this search pane button. Here you can see all dates of 2020 are there. Even you can view the holidays you have already marked for a particular year. The current year will be automatically selected. Here you can do one modification in each of the day. You can write the name of the festival or the region or whatever that, like I am entering on a particular day, this is the corona lockdown day, like that you can repeat the holiday due to corona lockdown, then select and update. So these holidays are updated with adding the festival name. Even you can delete these holidays if required. Then next form is publisher directory. Basically, publisher directory is not required to be created here for individual publisher name. While doing data entry of books in acquisition module or in serials module or in retro conversion, there you can type the name of the publisher with place, then those publishers name will be saved automatically. But still, if you want to create or if you want to add or delete or remove any publisher name, you can do here. For adding the publisher name, you need to type the name of the publisher, then place, address if available, then country. If email of the publisher is available, please enter, phone, fax, etc., etc., contact person, and save it. Here system will check whether already this name will saved or not. System will not accept basically the duplicate publisher name. So I have pressed the save button and the record saved successfully. You can search all the publishers name already entered or saved in your library, or the publisher entered by other libraries in the same cluster. Here you can see we have given two options to search, all publishers and search. So it will show all the publishers, but second option is publisher of my library only. So name of those publisher will be there which are the publisher of the books which you have entered under your library collection. Here you can generate various kind of reports, you can delete, and importantly that you can generate a publisher bibliography report also. Here the report will present the list of documents ordered by publisher's name. In the first part, there will be summary of the reports, name of the publisher and how many copies, alphabetically or publishers, and then every publisher's list of book will be displayed, and you can even print or you can save it or you can send to the users or authority if they need it. This form can also be used to change or to modify or to edit the publisher's spelling and other details entered by users. Sometimes there may be mistake in the spelling, so you can correct the spelling of the publisher and then press update button to update the selected records. The next form is vendor directory. Vendor directory is required whenever you are going to purchase any book, then vendors records will be required. Here you can enter the vendor's name. For example, I am entering some fake vendor's name, Cellora Books Supplier. System will not accept the duplicate name, place, address, and country, email of the vendor if available, phone of the vendor, fax, URL of website, vendor website, contact person. And remarks you can put if you want to put something, then save it. Once you saved vendor, you can check all the vendors already entered. Here one thing is very important, the vendor added by any library will also be visible to other libraries in the same cluster. So before adding, you need to check whether the name of the vendor is already there, and here you can search by vendor name or place, or without specifying any parameter. If you press the search button, it will show all the vendors so far entered by any library in the cluster. You can edit, you can delete, you can generate compact report, detailed report, and here also you can generate vendor bibliography report, which will provide the list of the books purchased by a particular vendor, all vendors in the summary report, all vendors with how many copies and total cost of these copies. Then detailed list will be presented after that. So this form is used to manage the vendors directory. Another form is library section. Library section sometimes required in big libraries where a collection is placed in different locations in the libraries or floor, and basically small library may not be having any section, but you need to create a particular at least a general section, GS, any code you need to give, any unique code which should not be there, and then section name, and then press save button. And If already section is there, the system will not accept it. As in this case, this section name and section code already exist, so system is saying enter another code. So you can change the section code or section name and then record edit successfully. Whatever section already created, you can view all the sections here. You can delete, you can generate section wise bibliography, also you can edit the section. Basically in most of the libraries there will be one or few more sections, and in small libraries or school libraries generally section is not there, but at least one section you need to create. Next form is subject directory. Before the start of the data entry of books in eGranthalaya, you need to create a subject directory. Basically, first you need to list all the subjects on which books are available in your library, and then subject heading should be taken as per the some standard tools or as per some consensus among the libraries participating in each cluster of eGranthalaya. So like you put the name library science. That depends on you that how much specific kind of subject heading you want to enter. If you want to create depth schedule, that you can also do. This subject heading is mandatory. Class number is not mandatory basically, but if you provide along with the keywords, then these keywords and class number will be taken automatically whenever you will add any new copy under a token conversion form. So after typing all mandatory field, that is subject heading, and other optional fields, you can save. If the subject heading already exists in the database, system will not save it. Basically here one thing is clear, which I wish to mention here, that subject headings are common among all the libraries participating in same cluster. So subject headings, whenever created by any library, those subject headings are available for use by any other libraries in the same cluster. So my idea is that subject heading should be created after consensus with other librarians of the libraries participating in eGranthalaya 4.0. Whatever the subject heading already created by libraries, you can view them, you can search them. Here again that option is given. You can search all subject heading, means whatever entered by any other or all libraries. Second option, my subject heading only, the subject heading on which books are available in my library. So accordingly you can search subject headings, then even you can generate the subject bibliography report, where the complete collection list will be listed according to subject headings alphabetically. You can edit, you can delete the subject headings on this form. Then letter template, the last form is the letter template. Basically, while using eGranthalaya 4.0, you can generate many kinds of communications and letters using this software. Like you want to take books, you want to purchase the books using books acquisition module, then you need to generate approval form, you need to generate order form. So all these forms should be entered properly here in the eGranthalaya master data. For example, we'll create one book purchasing form. So name of the form, file number, if any specific file number you wish to give, this is optional basically, and subject, whatever you want to write. And then you need to enter the top message and bottom message, and whenever form will be generated automatically in a books acquisition module, then list of the new books being proposed will be interpolated between top message and bottom message. You can type in Hindi or in your particular local language also. So top message you can write my paragraph also. And then signing authority, it may be librarian, it may be somebody else. Then save it. And if form already there, then system will not save it, because system will not accept duplicate forms. These forms are specific to each library. Means whatever form you are going to create, those forms will not be available to other libraries. Every library participating in eGranthalaya module, this particular cluster, they need to create their own form. Whatever the forms already created, you can view all the forms, you can modify, you can delete, you can change their languages or the sentences or the paragraph, and then you can update the records accordingly if you are going to modify. So this complete module, basically this master data module, should be completed before starting data entry of the books in books acquisition module, or in RATO conversion, or serial module for serials and magazines and journals. So thank you very much for this particular video tutorials, and shortly we'll upload the third tutorial on books acquisition module. Thank you very much.